I've tested my Logitech G920 wheel with classic racing games on the PS1, PS2, Nintendo 64 and GameCube. And now that Xbox emulation has greatly improved over the years, I can finally test original Xbox games. While Xbox emulation has gotten better, it's still not perfect for many games, and some of them are completely unplayable with constant slowdown and crashes. In this video, I'll share my experience with a selection of games that run at an acceptable level on my PC, and I'll show some examples of games playing not so well. Because I didn't own an OG Xbox back in the day, I missed out on many games for the system. Of course I played Halo and Forza at my friend's house, but others like Sega GT were not on my radar at the time. Which is unfortunate because I would have loved it back then, and it still plays really well today, and paired with a wheel it's even better. Rallisport Challenge 2 was one of the few Xbox games I did play when it released, which I loved at the time and thought it was better than any rally game that the PS2 or GameCube had to offer. I think because it's more of an accessible, arcadey experience. Paired with the wheel and shifter, this is my favourite Xbox game to play. Even if you don't have a wheel or not into rally games, this is well worth playing.
Easy right into hairpin left, cut. Easy left, over crest. Long, easy left, tightens. Over crest.
I'd always seen Rallisport Challenge 2 as the king of Xbox rally games by a mile, and me not being a big fan of the rally genre in general made me believe Colin McRae Rally 2004 would be a chore to play. But I was so wrong. Yes, the graphics are nothing special, but the handling model is a great match with the wheel. It was a lot of fun sliding around corners. After I'd spun out a few times or hit this bale of hay that weighed a ton. TOCA 2 has that nice simcade balance, so using the wheel feels very natural. You can even choose manual with a clutch, which is rare for racing games on consoles, especially ones that released 20 years ago. Unfortunately, the emulator performance was not great, and I had the game slowing down when there were many cars on the screen at once. Because of this, I'd stick to the PC version. Shane Van Gisbergen's time in NASCAR has massively boosted interest among Kiwis and Aussies, so naturally I had to give NASCAR 2004 a try. Racing on an oval might not be for everyone, but I've enjoyed using the draft to gain places and taking out other drivers. Using the G920 allows you to hold racing lines a lot easier, so I'd definitely recommend a wheel for this one. The Burnout series was always more popular than the Flatout games, but I really enjoyed the destruction derbies and crazy minigames that Flatout provided. I also preferred the handling model and the destruction physics. Here you can see I've got great control using the wheel, due to Flatout not feeling like warp speed, unlike Burnout 3. Flatout 2 feels just as fun with the wheel, but I did have some issues with the sound effects, like the engine noise being way too low. You might as well play the Steam versions as they are extremely cheap right now. While it is playable with the wheel, Burnout Revenge's extreme sense of speed and ultra arcadey handling make it a game better suited as a controller-only experience. I had no idea a Dukes of Hazzard game even existed, so I wasn't expecting much going in, but the handling really surprised me here. It actually reminded me of Driver 1 and 2 on the PS1. Playing it with the wheel felt great, and now I'm keen to spend more time with it.
You're crazy, Cooter. You know we're gonna win this race.
And you know I'm just no crazy like your mom.
Even though I'm a former Sega fanboy, I never got into the original OutRun games as I didn't like the way it looked or handled, so I skipped down on OutRun 2 back in the day. But I wish I hadn't. because this is pure, fast-paced arcade racing fun that plays even better with a wheel, which should be no surprise as it's a port of the arcade version. Need for Speed Carbon, alongside Underground and Most Wanted, play extremely well with a wheel, at least with the lower powered cars. I'll have to progress a bit further to see what it's like driving upgraded vehicles, as sliding around corners at higher speeds might be better suited for a controller instead.
Yeah, I got a situation here. Hang on. Oh, you're smoking, man.
Forza is arguably the best racing game on the OG Xbox, and using the G920 is a perfect fit for it. Even though I hadn't spent much time calibrating it, I could control the oversteer around every corner with ease. As mentioned earlier though, Xbox emulation is not at the same standard as PS2 and GameCube. It's in a better place than it was, but there's still a lot of work to do to get some of these games running at full speed and not crashing. And unfortunately for me, I experienced so many game crashes I couldn't even finish a race. This is so disappointing as it's the game I was most hyped to play. I'm sure more work is going into the Xbox emulation as we speak, and it'll only get better and better. Once more progress is made, I'll be back to try Forza with a wheel for sure, because it has the potential to be one of the best old school games to play with a wheel. Another big original Xbox game, another unplayable experience, this time due to extreme slowdown. This really sucks because I'd never played Project Gotham Racing. For now it looks like I'll just have to buy an original Xbox for this one. Apex was the last game I tested, and while I think the concept car designs are completely whack, the graphics are amazing and the car handling is a perfect match for wheel use. It also ran without any slowdown, even when all the cars were bunched up in a pack. Thank you for watching me test these Xbox games. Although I didn't have the best experience overall due to the emulator or my PC, I'd still recommend trying out a wheel with these games I've shown, as you might have a better experience than I did. As for me though, I'm excited to revisit Forza and Project Gotham once Xbox emulation sees a bit more progress.